like it is open. I guess yeah, I think it's set up because I've been thinking
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spencer Park, the proud home of Brisbane City Football Club. We are set for an exciting night of football as the NPL Women's Season kicks off with round 1, featuring Brisbane City taking on the Gold Coast Knights. Kickoff is at 7:30 tonight, so grab your food, grab your drinks and find your seats, and get ready for the action.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the match.
Good evening, folks, and a very warm welcome back to those of you who may have been pining for the return of the NPLW if you're anything like us here at FQTV. Amy Webster here, and I'm thrilled to have your company for the opening round of the NPLW, where, how else should we start? We're picking up where we left off all those months ago on what turned out to be a windy evening out at Perry Park for our grand final coverage between these two sides, Brisbane City and Gold Coast Knights. Only one goal in the 89th minute could separate the sides that evening. What are we in for this evening, I wonder? 90 minutes of action ahead of us here at Spencer Park, with the winner taking home the Football Foundation Cup as well as the early bragging rights. For those of you just joining us, we did begin with a moment's silence to pay respect to the late Rafe Griffin, who sadly passed away this week, a much loved and well-respected sport media figure and commentator of the beautiful game across many formats, and of course well known for his work as Football Brisbane General Manager. We extend our condolences to Rafe's family and loved ones. I'll run you through the starting lineups as we see the final preparation. Brisbane City, Keely Richards with the captain armband for this 2026 season in between the sticks. Wearing the number 2, Ish Norrie. Couple of names that may surprise somewhat. Sonny Franco and Elise Franco joining the ranks here at Brisbane City. Mia Green and Charlie Gibson, familiar faces, back. Jonty Fisher, Marley Danger, Aaliyah Davern, another new signing also from Souths. Anna Hirakawa, the grand final hero, and a player who needs no introduction, back in the number 14 jersey. She rips that one straight back from Anna Hirakawa. It is, of course, Steph Latham. And for our visitors this evening, pretty much stuck with the core that they have been familiar with for many, many years, Gold Coast Knights. New face in between the sticks, joining from Lions, Emily Clark, and that is, of course, after the departure of the great keeper Atsuko Watanabe, who has departed and gone back to Japan, I believe. Corey Kane, Zara Boyd, Robin Spilsbury, Captain Amy Morland, Rika Tano, Harriet Withers, Eri Takamura, Bronte Rose, Paloma Oliveira, and new signing Japanese Hinata Yamaguchi. And that is your starting 11 for these sides. And is Yamaguchi on the ball there, just finding Spilsbury at the back. And Corey Kane and Robin Spilsbury, solid in defence last season, so very familiar with each other. They'll have a job on their hands this evening, no doubt, with the return of Steph Latham, as Anna Hirakawa tries to feed that one through. Corey Kane taking a tumble, but clearing it as she does. So this evening, of course, picking up where we left off all those months ago on that blustery evening out at Perry Park, where we saw our grand final coverage. Only one goal in the 89th minute, courtesy of Hirakawa, could separate the sides. 90 minutes of football ahead of us this evening here at Spencer Park, with the winner taking home the Football Foundation Cup as well as the early bragging rights here in the 12th iteration of the NPLW. Now, just reflecting back on those starting lineups, a couple of noticeable absences. It does really pain me to share the news of Georgia Thompson's ACL injury, so a pre-season season-ending injury, and my heart goes out to her. We wish you all the best with your recovery, Georgia Thompson. And similarly, Rosie Malone named as one of Gold Coast Knights' re-signings, but still well on the way, or on the road to recovery following the rupture of her ACL last season. And it did give me joy to see her kicking a ball on the socials this week. So all the best to you, Rosie, as well with your recovery. And of course, a couple of new faces across the park for us to enjoy this evening as Corey Kane then puts a boot through that one. Claire Farrington, ex-City player and Gold Coast Knights defender, also absent this evening, and she's serving that suspension that came from the somewhat confusing melee at Perry Park in the grand final. I believe, if my memory serves me right from calling that one, Corey Kane walked first with the red card, causing a little bit of confusion, but in the end, of course, Claire Farrington taking herself off for an early mark. And this is out on this one this evening as a result. Here is Paloma Oliveira. Ball into the box, collected well there from veteran keeper Keely Richards. From a Raw and Canberra United keeper, recently retired from the pro level of football, but that can only mean plenty more to concentrate on in this league. There's a foul there from the young Zara Boyd. And it will be Mia Green coming over to take. She's got support from Aaliyah Davern. Dante Sten, very excited to see Davern join the ranks. Headed away nicely there by Yamaguchi. Yuri Takamura taking a bit of a tumble. Our officials for this evening, leading the line, Cowan Gregory, assisted by Hayden Berkner, Oliver Anderson and Matthew Stabens. Cowan voted best assistant referee when he officiated at the Paris World Games. So it's not only the players that aspire for a bit of travel to ply their trade, so congratulations to Cowan for that accolade. Charlie Gibson, comfortable to play that one back to the feet of her keeper. So this is not only a grand final rematch, but also a rematch of the Foundation Cup last year, as Eri Takamura with a left foot strike from range and just sailing wide of the mark. In this fixture last year is a slight reversal of roles. City were the premiers and Gold Coast Knights were the Queensland Cup winners. Of course, this year those roles have been reversed, but Gold Coast Knights going away with the cup courtesy of a 2-0 win. Claire Farrington and Harriet Withers. So there's plenty of history between these two sides, albeit Gold Coast Knights have only been in the league since their second season. It's Zara Boyd has a pocket picked and a strike from range. Sonny Franco wearing her new colours, picking that one out of the pocket of Zara Boyd and having a crack. And just in a little bit of bother at the back, but stands tall and forces the throw. And for those of you who are tuning in on FQTV, if you haven't managed to get down to the ground tonight, it's a bit of a treat for the spectators in person, as the Asian Cup trophy is at the ground as part of the trophy tour. There was slight mention of mascot Nara being present, but I'm not sure if that has eventuated. Mascot for the Asian Cup this year, a horse, which is very apt in the year of the horse. Corner kick to Brisbane City in the 7th minute. going to be an in-swinger. Ishinori just lurking on the edge of the area. That one comes in towards the back post and misses everyone. Kitano using her body well there against Steph Latham. Few departures for City this year. Hallie Khan, Talitha Chapman, Callie Cowles amongst those names. Anna Tormena will be wearing the Lions jersey this season after a solid season in the midfield and up top for City last season. So a bit of movement across the league to keep us all interested. Kitano, lovely footwork there from Kitano, and just plays it back in for Spilsbury. Good pressure though from those in blue, and Nori and Franco able to turn it over, but great tenacity there from Paloma Oliveira. Gibson finding feet in the middle of the park. Fisher, a lovely ball in towards the penalty spot, and coming out on that backside was Sonny Franco, just coming in on the far side of that 18-yard box and couldn't quite get a solid connection on it, but Dante Sten has got to be happy with the efforts. It was that bounce just in front of Sonny Franco that caused a little bit of bother. Clark, former Lions keeper, coming out confidently to collect. Shot from range, a hopeful one there. Nothing doing to trouble the keeper. Gold Coast Knights, of course, with a change at the helm. Gary French moving on to pastures new at Robina, and we wish Gary all the best. And I very much look forward to seeing the work that he can do at Robina, considering the pioneering efforts he's put in for women's football down on the Gold Coast with Knights. But steering the ship this season is Glyn Boyd. He's fairly familiar with several of these players thanks to his role at Crusaders Football, founder of Crusaders Football, of course, and familiar with not only players at Knights, but Steph Latham, to name one of the Brisbane players who reps Crusaders in the futsal. Through there by Latham, not enough on that one to get it through, and Knights have it now with Zara Boyd. Ishinori, the former Raw captain, of course, returning after taking a year away from the game. And Sonny Franco does well there to keep that in on that side. She's going to cause a bit of bother on that side, I would predict. Nori dispossessed there by Eri Takamura. Nods it away to Franco, who has a crack under pressure from captain Amy Morland, and wide of the mark it goes. It's just a little bit loose there in the end from the Knights defence. First touch not being kind to Sonny Franco, but a shot in the end going wide. And Emily Clark will get us back underway. Marley Danger the first to the ball there. City with the fair share of pressure in these early stages. Zara Boyd was never getting away with that one. 2 hands on the back. Going to have her work cut out this evening, the youngster. Zara Boyd with a bit of travel in the off-season, representing Northern Ireland in the UEFA European Under-19 Championships. And playing a role in the 98th minute winner to retain their place in the tournament and progress. So plenty of international experience there for Zara Boyd, which can only add to the preparation. And ball in. With a stretch at the back post, over it goes. Bit of an ask there for Steph Latham. Not many balls Steph Latham wouldn't get down the end of, but that one was a little optimistic. And ball forward. Bronte Rose now has space to run, and she opts for the first time ball for Harriet Withers, who goes for the first time shot, miss kicks and sees that one roll out. That was probably the first clear-cut chance that was going to come Gold Coast Knights' way. Harriet Withers just not quite able to connect. Connected with Mia Green, not managing to connect and get a strike. Bronte Rose playing the selfless game there, 20 goals to her name in the league last season, and lovely first time ball through for Withers on that occasion. Here comes Morland, trying to slot that one through for Paloma Oliveira, but not quite on the same page there. And through it goes to Keely Richards. Lovely touch forward there. Elise Franco. Sonny Franco, my apologies, getting the ball into the box. She switched sides to keep me on my toes. Now Katana having to wrestle her way out of trouble. Zara Boyd with a bit of room to run finds Takamura in the middle of the park. Amy Morland again, just trying to feed that one through to her forwards and finding a shield of blue. Sonny Franco with a long ball forward. A little bit of a switch there. Sonny Franco coming over to the right side. Harriet Withers with it for Knights on the right, finding Oliveira. Surrounded by blue shirts, but Oliveira does well to feed it back to Withers. Lovely square ball to her captain, Amy Morland, with the strike straight into the gloves of Keely Richards, but it was a lovely bit of play there from Glyn Boyd's side. Good read of the pitch there from Withers, finding Morland. And City with Hirakawa finding Norrie. Just a little scrappy spell there. Caesars have a little reset for a throw on the far side. Here is Elise Franco in the number 10. Marley Danger and Sonny Franco just getting in each other's way there. Obviously a couple of new faces in this Brisbane City setup, and they'll still be, no doubt, getting used to each other a little. Although I'm sure they had a solid off-season, pre-season with Dante Sten leading the way. Tano. City just trying to calm things down and maintain a bit of possession. Through to Franco. Feeding that one through to Latham. Is this an opportunity? Saved well from Emily Clark. And in the end, free kick for the foul against Yamaguchi. But it was a lovely ball put forward for Steph Latham. Again on the stretch. The ball just on the wrong side of Robin Spilsbury. Brand new season, same old Steph Latham though, looking hungry for the goals. Playing her trade at Caboolture, of course, last season. And unsurprisingly, finding herself in possession of the Golden Boot. FPL 1 champions. Excellent feat for Corey Robbins' side. Danger. And Spilsbury just urging the keeper to come out under pressure there from Latham. Jonty Fisher on the far side, Zara Boyd coming across well and forcing her out for a corner kick. Latham again looking at the back post, just went over the top of her last time. She is hanging back a little further on this occasion. The ball comes in deep towards the back post, deep towards Latham, headed in towards the edge of the 6-yard box and scrapped away at the back. Corey Kane asking for a free kick, and a free kick she will get. Just nodded back in there by Latham. On the clock, setting us off with a goal kick courtesy of Emily Clark. Tavern, header there. Amy Morland wins it back for her side and feeds that one through. Long ball, and see Amy Morland just trying to pull the strings in the middle of the park, and some of those balls just sliding in behind the City defence. You only need one of those to come off to matter. Latham squaring it across to Marley Danger. And that one just running out over the touchline. Sten mentioning to the Queensland Football Podcast team that he's thrilled, of course, to have the experience of Ish Norrie and Steph Latham back in the side, but very keen to grow the youngsters there at Brisbane City, and better place to learn than having players with such experience alongside them. Steph Latham heavily involved in the success of the women's programme. She does coach the youth sides and continued to do so while she was playing up at Caboolture. No doubt be a vocal figure out there on the field, despite the armband sitting with Keely Richards. Marley Danger just not quite keeping that one in on the far side. Boyd with support of Withers. Gold Coast Knights, as mentioned, having a pretty strong core group. Many of these players have played together for 8+ years, so pretty strong connection in the squad. Gold Coast Knights. One thing for us to keep our eye on throughout the NPL season, no doubt, is how the squads go with their depth. Gold Coast Knights are hoping to stay injury-free, as will every side throughout the league, but they are one of the smaller squads on paper to date. Ishnory finding Fisher. Fisher and Franco switching sides throughout the match, I would assume. And Hirakawa coming away with the ball at feet. Finds Mia Green. And that one will run through to the keeper. Morland again finding the ball at feet in that centre circle and playing the role of distributor. There's a couple of Knights players in good space, and Catano finds Oliveira on this near side. Catano with a little bit of indecision there and ends up dragging the ball across the ground, not troubling Keely Richards. Like a little bit of indecision between cross or shoot there from Catano. Fisher now feeds that one in, and coming in at the back post. And just dragging that one wide was Franco. And knocking on the door, Brisbane City. It was a good move. Fisher, Franco just at the far post, not able to connect cleanly with that. Steph Latham, a little bit of a tussle there with Catano, and gives it back in frustration. Carwyn Gregory, no choice to give the free kick to Knights. Ball running out inside the Knights half for a City throw. Familiar with her playing that anchor role in the middle of the park. Finds Charlie Gibson, tries to feed that one through. Zara Boyd leaving that one for a keeper to stick a boot through. Can Knights create something here in this counter? City having the time to get players back. Withers comes to try and take that one off the toes of Oliveira and succeeds. Catano with a lovely ball through to Oliveira. Oliveira with a ball towards the back post. No red shirts there. Catano coming across, but played out in the end for a Knights throw. signing Aaliyah Devon coming in with the boots. City back in possession with a goal kick. 28 minutes on the clock, 0-0 here at Spencer Park. As mentioned, this game does have a cup on the line, the Foundation Cup. The game, the score at full time will count towards the points for round one of the league proper. And if it does end up being a draw at the end of the 90, we will go straight into penalty shootout, determine who will be taking home the first piece of silverware for 2026. Sonny Franco, again striding forward, trying to feed that through. Steph Latham lurking at the back, causing bother. Ends up deflecting off Elise Franco and over it goes. It was scrappy. City would have taken it no matter how pretty it was. It was a ball in from Sonny Franco. Latham just catching Spilsbury off guard, and it was Elise Franco coming in. Boyd just felling Sonny Franco there. Brisbane City taking this one quickly. Fisher putting the pressure on and trying to win the ball back for the Blues. And Hirakawa up against Iri Takamura. Takamura comes off best and finds Kitano. Franco finding Elise. Elise Franco, a bit of a tussle there from Kitano, but referee says fair game. There's no time to take your eye off the ball so far. Both sides keen to win the ball back. Here is Harriet Withers striding forward on that far side. She's got Paloma Oliveira, but Marley Danger gets in the way. Takes the wind out of the sails of Paloma Oliveira. Into Rose now. Finding Kitano. Rose with time to run. Gets it on her right. Thinks about the shot. Squares it. And in the end, it's a blue boot that goes through it, and Spilsbury playing the ball all the way back to her keeper. Switches it over Mia Green to Harriet Withers. Strike from range, sails high over the bar. Saw Harriet Withers winding up for that one. Just made it over the head of Mia Green. Ends up in the stands. Rose just trying to get that ball out of her feet. She's going to have a crack from range herself. She'll need to do better than that to trouble the experienced Keely Richards. Both sides just with a couple of rangefinders, just hoping to catch the keepers at a moment where the concentration may have lapsed, but round one of the NPLW, there's no time for that. Rose dispossessing Franco but giving it away. Hirakawa wearing the number 25 jersey Finds Jonty Fisher. Ball in towards the back post. Has time to bounce. Important header from Corey Kane. Just make sure it doesn't come through to Franco or Latham. Hirakawa winning it back from this side. Ball into the box. Takamura, Yamaguchi, my apologies, who gets the ball away. First game in the red and white of Gold Coast Knights. Withers with the switch. Bronte Rose. Some work to do to catch that, but she does well. Finds Kitano. Here is Yamaguchi. Gold Coast Knights just enjoying a spell of possession and stringing the passes together. Commentator's curse sees them dispossessed. Ball forward, searching for Franco. In the end, it's Emily Clark who comes out to claim. It's going to stay in for Zara Boyd. Assuming Franco did hit the deck, but no doubt we're back on her feet. Kitano finds Rose. Kitano with the overlap, left foot strike. Lovely block at the back. And City, strong defence. Charlie Gibson up against Rikatana. You see Rosie Malone down on the touchline there on media duties. No doubt getting some quality snaps for the Gold Coast Knights portfolio. City with the throw. Rose narrowly missing out on the golden boot last year to Kyla Hansen. Reap the rewards with a Brisbane Raw contract to Kyla Hansen. First professional contract for her. Boyd with a lovely ball down the wing for Withers. Trying a little bit of trickery, Harriet Withers, but didn't bring the ball with her. Minutes of the first half remains. Lovely ball forward for Bronte Rose, but Keely Richards comes out quickly to claim. Keely Richards quick to get us back underway. And Marley Danger. Franco searching ball forward, and a little nick on the back of Robin Spilsbury's leg just takes the sting out of that one. Got Steph Latham, grand final hero Anna Hirakawa in your shadows. You want to make sure you get something on it. Morland with an important touch. Yamaguchi does well. Into Rose, not able to trap that one. Fisher. A little bit scrappy, both sides just turning the ball over to each other in the middle of the park. Try and settle and find their groove in this opening round. Harriet Withers on the far side, scampering into the box, taking on Mia Green on that far side. Keeping possession, Harriet Withers. A little bit of a tussle away from the ball. Sees the free kick go the way of Brisbane City. A little bit of a wrestling match in the end between Withers and Green. Ball back from Boyd. Driving pass forward for Rose. Withers this time opting for a ball into the box quickly. Finds Morland, but runs away from her on the edge of the 18-yard box. City clear only as far as Spilsbury. Hirakara with the ball forward for Franco to chase. Franco loves to chase the ball down that side of the pitch. Keeps possession. Sonny Franco pulling down Zara Boyd. It'll be interesting to see the card stay in the pocket of Gregory, but it does. Colin Gregory deciding happy to let that one go, but a little bit cheeky from Sonny Franco. Oliveira up against Green. Oliveira does well. Ball into the box on the byline and into the gloves goes Oliveira. Has stayed down just off the pitch on that far side. Paloma Oliveira still down as Knights come forward again. Refs allowing play to go on because Paloma Oliveira did end up off the pitch in that challenge. Simpson has come back on and is moving freely, which is what we love to see. Gibson finds new colleague Aaliyah Davern. Ball forward, cut out in the middle nicely by Takamura Yamaguchi to Rose. Takamura linking up with Yamaguchi and the ball goes out for a City throw. Nothing to split the sides here on the 40-minute mark, but as mentioned, there was nothing to split the sides for 89 minutes in the grand final. All those months ago. Plenty of time for the magic to happen here at Spencer Park. And plenty on the line. Grand final revenge for Gold Coast Knights. Foundation Cup revenge for Brisbane City. And just playing for the spoils, full stop, is enough to motivate these two sides. So it's anyone's guess how this one's going to go. Then mentioning that his side took a little bit of time to celebrate their Queensland Cup grand final victories, but were very quickly switching back into preparation mode to look ahead to the new season. It's the mindset instilled in the players here at Spencer Park. Ball comes in, misses everyone through to the edge of the 6-yard box where Corey Kane, solid centre half, was lurking, solid in defence with her skills, Corey Kane. No nonsense centre half is what we love to see in the league. Harriet Withers skipping, trying to skip the challenge of Mia Green. Mia Green having a second bite of the cherry and forcing that one out. Off the leg of Harriet Withers. City just creeping down the line on that far side for another throw. Boyd happy to put a boot through that. The clock running down here at Spencer Park. Latham. Clark playing to feet out at the back for Gold Coast Knights. volleyed on from a Brisbane head, but it does find Harriet Withers, and there's a chance for an attack. The ball through, not finding Paloma Oliveira as intended, and Brisbane City have dodged the attack there. Gucci finding Clark, deflected. And a bit of a dangerous clearance there from Emily Clark, but Gold Coast Knights come away with that one with a sigh of relief. Ricatano now with space to run, and a strike from range. She's gone for it, and it just sits itself on top of the goal. Another bad idea there from Ricatano. She had the space to run. She saw Keely Richards and thought, let's have a crack at this, but just over it goes. Norrie. With the ball into the box. Keely Richards comes and claims. No red shirts in the area for Gold Coast Knights. Last year's premiers versus last year's champions. It's unsurprising to see this game locked at a stalemate. Anna Hirakara will be hoping to change that as she strides forward. Support on the left. Lovely ball into the box, and the header there for Latham. Latham was unmarked in the middle, can't quite connect. Latham perhaps with a little bit too much time on that one. And that is 45-minute mark. Creep into added time. There shouldn't be too much extra time on the clock. We haven't had significant stoppages in this first half. Referee Carwyn Gregory just having a little glance at the watch. Elise Franco. Lovely ball through towards Steph Latham. Spilsbury sticking a boot through that, but only finding Sonny Franco. Franco to Franco. That's going to be fun for us this season. And that one rolling out for a corner late in the first half. Yuri Takamura going down under the challenge. Taking her time to get up, getting up a little gingerly on this near side. Yuri Takamura back on her feet. Brisbane City, what have they got in their back pocket? The final roll of the dice in the first half. Ball in towards the agency yard box. Paloma Oliveira just swinging her right leg at that one. And there is the half-time whistle. Nothing to split the sides in the first 45. Second 45 will decide not only the points for this opening round, but also whether we can get name on the cup in normal time. Both sides heading in with nothing to divide them. We will be back very shortly to see what these sides have got up their sleeves for the second half here at Spencer Park and here on FQTV. Welcome back to this round 1 NPLW coverage. Foundation Cup on the line. Nothing to separate the sides in the first 45. Plenty of action ahead of us here at Spencer Park. It's Knights first on the attack, given away though, and Latham just nudging that one forward. Latham getting that one back. First time ball through toward Sonny Franco, and Corey Kane happy to see that one through to her keeper. Steph Latham, Ish Norrie, Leah Davern, Sonny Annalise Franco, the newbies in blue for us this evening. Hinata Yamaguchi, the new face for Knights in the starting 11. Couple of new faces on the bench for Gold Coast Knights. Ash Adamson has joined from Gold Coast United. Dominique Spampinato, new Colombian player returning from a long ACL layoff. Ish Norrie facing her own goal, does well. Franco just threading that one through to Norrie and getting it back. Lovely little bit of play on the near side from Brisbane City. Anna Hirakawa with time to turn, but too much time she takes, and Zara Boyd says, I will take that, thank you very much. Ball forward, Withers finding Oliveira. Oliveira felled on that near side, but the free kick goes the way of Brisbane City. Couple of little jewels to keep us entertained in the first half, but nothing with any malice. Both sides just settling in to this round 1 fixture. Anna Hirakawa just catching that one between the knees and retaining possession briefly, but Morland pushing her side forward. Withers, the ball in. And Latham flicking that one out to Fisher on the far side. Elise Franco not able to get hold of that on the far side, but her side will have a throw. Elise and Sonny Franco spending the past 3 seasons under the guidance of Trent Gregson and more recently Tim Taylor at Souths United. Morland scoops that one out for a City throw. Spilsbury nodding that one away. City keeping Knights pinned back. These opening minutes of the second half. Gibson finds Hirakawa. Takamura doing well just to shield that one over the back for a goal kick. So Brisbane City missing out on the premiership last season, but adding the Kappa Queensland Cup and the Grand Final trophy to their silverware collection. Brisbane City have not yet won the treble, so Dante Sten no doubt will be hungry for his side to kick on and maintain the momentum that they finished with in the 2025 season. Gold Coast Knights, their first season in the NPL last season, storming to success under the guidance of Gary French. He's of course Now sharing his wisdom at Rabina FC. Nodded in. Steph Latham with a lovely little touch, gets it on the left, blocked. Mia Green throwing that one back in with a right boot. And Brisbane City just scampering to try and get something on target here, and a little bit of a scrap there. A little bit of a tug from Elise Franco on Hinata Yamaguchi, but it was Steph Latham with a lovely touch on her right to get it down to her left. Couldn't quite get the shot off through the sea of red shirts. Steph Latham with the golden boot in the FQPL 1 for Caboolture last season. 20 league goals to her name, and she's got many a golden boot. Back to back to back to back to back is what we're used to saying in the commentary booth when we talk about Steph Latham. See what she's got for us. Now she's joined us back on the big stage. Paloma Oliveira in possession. Finds Catano, and she has a shot through traffic, but the shot through traffic is not enough to trouble the keeper. Knights coming forward again here. Dispossessed at the back. Marley Danger with a loose ball over that far side. So plenty of new signings trickling through the social media. Many of the sides this week. Sonny Franco and Elise Franco were kept under wraps until the final hour. Is of course the first game of the round for the Women's League. Several games ahead of us over the weekend, which we will shortly bring to your attention. For now, City just trying to get that ball out and play just on halfway. Steph Latham making sure on that far side. Norrie with time, happy to play back to feet. Norrie finding Franco. Franco looking for the turn, but blocked well by Zara Boyd. Marley Danger just giving it away to her number sake there, Bronte Rose. But her trusty colleagues in defence do well to get the ball back for Brisbane City. Fisher finds Hirokara, finds Franco. Elise Franco with Steph Latham ahead of her. Steph Latham to chase. Important foot in there from Corey Kane at the back. And Yamaguchi making her debut tonight for Gold Coast Knights. He's looking comfortable in that left back position. Hinata Yamaguchi. So tomorrow we'll see QAS host Souths, Kapalaba, newcomers to the league, hosting Sunshine Coast Wanderers. There are 6 o'clock kickoffs tomorrow evening, followed by Eastern Suburbs, narrowly missing out on the top spot last season. They host newly promoted Olympic for the 7 o'clock kickoff. Paloma Oliveira trying to feed that one through to Withers. Boyd does find Withers. Withers has got Catano at the back post, no one in the middle, and Brisbane escape with only a throw to defend. And the final game of Saturday night will be Lions versus Gold Coast United. Zara Boyd's effort flying into the hands of Keely Richards. So one game to get us underway this evening, folks, and then tomorrow evening is a bumper edition of round 1 football. Magic Round will be back this season to celebrate Female Football Week. Great opportunity to get out to the grounds and see all of the teams in action at the one location. City coming forward with Hirakawa. Finds Latham. Latham on the edge of the box, poking it through. Hirakawa does get to it. Little shrug from Steph Latham, thinking Hirakawa wasn't quite going to get there, but Anna Hirakawa did well. And we're going to see our first change of the game. It's going to be a double change for Brisbane City. Marley Danger making way for new face Tatum Maziz. And Tiani Karaluka was that second substitution. Tatum Maziz nearly with her first touch being an attack there. And Withers now coming forward. Finds Catano, Withers in space. Lovely slide through, doesn't quite get there. Paloma Oliveira, it was a near chance but defended well in the end. And cleared out in the end, Ish Norrie. Ball in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Little wave of apology there from Ray Catano. Nothing too troubling for Keely Richards. And a bit of a clash there. Sonny Franco, strong challenge there in with Corey Kane. The referee is just going to come over and have a little look. Going to take a bit more than that to keep Corey Kane down. Number 19, Tatum Maziz, joins from Canberra, where she represented Canberra, Croatia and Canberra Olympic in the NPL. He's named in the OPC NPL Women's Team of the Year at the Capital Football Awards, so an exciting prospect. An unfamiliar player for many of us here in Queensland, but exciting nonetheless. And it was Steph Latham getting a good 50 or so minutes under her belt. Steph Latham still up top, my apologies. Latham will be keen to make her mark this evening on her return to the NPL. Tiani Karaluka wearing the blue and white of Brisbane City for her second season, previously representing the likes of Olympic, Souths and Capalaba before joining Brisbane City. Strong challenge there, but a fair one. And Keely Richards will just stretch to keep that one in. 68 minutes played, 0-0 on the clock. And the other news from the off-season is the change of format for the final series this season. Will be a 3-week final series. First qualifying final, first place versus second. The elimination final, third place versus fourth. And then followed by a preliminary final. And of course, the grand final. So plenty of games ahead of us this season. Hirakara with a chance. And there is Tatum Maziz with a goal on her debut. Doesn't quite know what to do with herself in celebration. What a way to make your mark on the main stage with your new club. It fell nicely for her from Anna Hirakara. And reeling away she goes. 61 minutes on the clock. Pretty smart substitution there from Dante Sten. I'm going to see our first change. It's going to be Paloma Oliveira taking place, or making way for new signing Dominique Spampinato. I may well be giving Glyn Boyd a quick call before I next cover Gold Coast Knights to make sure I'm not doing a terrible job with that surname. My apologies in advance, Dominique Spampinato, but welcome to the league. And welcome back, returning from a long ACL layoff. It's another player who represented Queensland in the futsal 2025 nationals. And what a way to make your mark. Tatum Maziz off the bench and getting her side off the mark. And one step closer to not only the first 3 points of the league here in 2026, but one step closer to the first piece of silverware in the cabinet. Of course, with half an hour or so left to play, it's far too early to make any big calls. Gold Coast Knights making the most of this stoppage to just reset and gather themselves. And confirmation that it was Jonty Fisher that made way for Tiani Karaluka. Amy Morland with the ball forward again there. And just skipping through to the keeper. Morland just trying to find some forward runs with those passes from her anchor point in midfield. Gibson finds Karaluka. A little bit of a tussle there. Spilsbury versus Latham. And quick free kick taken. Elise Franco trying to poke that one forward. Sonny Franco with a turn of pace. Lovely bit of pace there from the 28-year-old to just get that ball back in the possession of her side. And Keely Richards pushing that one over the side for an injury stoppage. Dante Sten using this as an opportunity get some medical attention onto the pitch. Dante Sten, his second season as head coach, did become the youngest coach in the NPLW and NPL Queensland history when he joined as head coach aged 27. Pretty familiar with the side, having assisted David De Silva back in 2024. Very proud of what his young team achieved and giving youngsters a chance to come through the ranks. Sierra McCaffrey named on the bench this evening. One of those youngsters. Just wait to see what will come of that injury, but play has got back underway. City currently down to 10 as the treatment continues off the pitch. Zara Boyd with a lovely little flick to get that one out of danger. Withers with the switch, cut out by Hirakawa. And Takamura poking that one back in towards the opposition. And Charlie Gibson is forced to leave the park due to that injury, so that will see Jess Dillon make her way from the bench. Not a bad addition to bring on from waiting in the wings. Jess Dillon, this is her 4th season with Brisbane City. Only returned herself last season from an injury which she picked up playing futsal. Pesky game. The pesky game that they're all pretty good at. A fair few Queensland reps, Jess Dillon included, playing in the national competition in the off-season. Tano with a shot from range, lovely little step over, and hands go straight to her head.
Brisbane City coming on number 5, Jess Dillon, and coming off number 6, Charlie Gibson.
Lovely little step over, left foot drive, and just over it goes. A little bit of a shuffle at the back for Dante Sten's side. Ishinori taking the throw. Charlie Gibson just forced off there. Hopefully nothing too serious. We've already mentioned Georgia Thompson, season-ending ACL injury from pre-season. Catano and Boyd just in a little bit of confusion there, but they come away with the ball, Gold Coast Knights. And the switch will find Withers. Withers does well, skips around Mia Green. Mia Green gives her a little shove. And a good, solid, fair defensive shove it was. She just stretches through a little bit of cramp there, Mia Green. He's maybe first solid minutes for many of these players, coming off the back of what will have no doubt been a strong pre-season under these two coaches. There's always an added level of intensity when you get back into the league. Knights making their runs in. Corey Kane at the back post, and wide it goes. A good header from Corey Kane, but not enough on that one to trouble. Just looping towards the back post, but wide of the mark it went. And Withers picks the pocket, left foot strikes straight into the gloves of Keely Richards, and the frustration is fair to see on Harriet Withers' face. It was a chance, no time to dwell as the ball comes back forward. Sarah Boyd whips that one in towards the back post. Keely Richards comes and claims calmly. Shouts from the sideline of Settle from the Brisbane bench. That 61st minute goal from new signing Tatum Mazis. It's the deciding factor so far, but plenty of time left on the clock. Jess Dillon just assuming that defensive midfield role in the middle of the park. He's forced Ishnori out to right back position. Bonte Rose finds Takamura. Yamaguchi with the ball forward. Lovely header from Aaliyah Davern, but Knights retain possession. Boyd's dispossessed by Sonny Franco. Sonny Franco just leaving the ball behind there and giving Zara Boyd a chance to redeem herself. Green firing that ball at the feet. Sonny Franco. And a yellow card shown there, I believe, for Mia Green. Much to the dismay of a couple of voices in the crowd, but that is the first card of the game. Tiani Karaluka gets the ball back off Bronte Rose. And that one just trickling over the sideline for Eri Takamura. Eri Takamura's fourth season with Knights. He's named in the 2025 team of the season, as were a number of players out in front of us this evening. Just Dillon with a lovely ball through to Sonny Franco. Zara Boyd chasing back. Franco has time to get the ball in. Headed away by Spilsbury. Franco has it back. Franco with a little bit of indecision. And that one goes through Emily Clark. Catano. Withers with a good first touch just to take that ball away from her defender. Elise Franco now winning the ball back in possession and has space to run, feeds it forward towards Sonny Franco, but a little too much on that. And rolls all the way through to the new figure in between the sticks for Gold Coast Knights. It's the main change that we have seen throughout this entire side for Gold Coast Knights with the departure of Atsuko Watanabe. Withers now with a chance, but Keely Richards first one to it. It was an interesting duel between these two sides last season. Gold Coast Knights taking away 2 wins, Brisbane City's one game where they could not be split. Hirakara with a shot from range, wide it goes. Just nudging that one out to her right, Anna Hirakara, before having a crack. They faced each other, as mentioned, in round 1 first last year, so a repeat of the Foundation Cup. 2-0 to Gold Coast Knights on the night, courtesy of Withers and Farrington. Had to wait until Magic round 13, to face each other again, and that's the game where the sides could not be split. Amy Cook for Brisbane City, Paloma Oliveira getting the goal and the Player of the Match award for Gold Coast Knights, the late equaliser. And then in round 19, it was a bit of an onslaught for Gold Coast Knights, running away 5-0 winners overall. Katana, Withers, a couple of goals for Brooke Goodridge and an own goal. Sarah Birchall on the night, and then of course the famous grand final. And Steph Latham here thinking she's free, and the flag does go up. It was a lovely ball through, loose ball from Withers there, and the ball from Franco. Steph Latham just roaming offside, much to the relief of the Gold Coast Knights defence, no doubt. Strike from range, falls to Katana. She's bundled over in the area, and the referee says carry on. Katana is down on the ground. Play has continued, and they are going to push that one out for a throw, so the referee can come over and have a little look at Katana. No video assistance in this league, of course, so they'll have to settle for the decision from the referee. Katana is looking a little worse for wear there, holding her lower back. Bundled over by the strong Ish Norrie. Knights playing on with Yamaguchi. Giving away to City. Here is Ish Norrie. A little bit of friendly fire there. Franco and Hirakara, but they managed to sort themselves out, and Brisbane City firing the ball forward, headed away by Boyd. Dillon now finding Sunny Franco. She's got Dillon making the run forward, but cleared away by Corey Kane. Nice turn as she received the ball there. Anna Hirakara, Mia Green finding feet. Morland getting an important touch in there to just disrupt proceedings. And now Knights can come forward. Heavy touch there from Bronte Rose. And Tiani Karaluka says thank you very much. Loose ball forward. Hirakara, Yamaguchi able to collect under pressure from Steph Latham. Forces the ball out for a throw. Mia Green finds Franco. Boyd does well. Withers with the header brought down on the chest nicely. Hirakara, Amy Morland calmly playing that one back into the feet of her keeper. Neither side able to get a grasp and keep the ball at feet. Sonny Franco, the ball into space for Latham to chase. Corey Kane does well. Franco has it back. She'll have another crack, but dispossessed. And in frustration, pushes over Rika Tana. Yellow card for Sonny Franco. I mean this with the utmost respect, but how many times are we going to hear that this season? Sonny Franco is a physical player. And there we just saw a little flash of frustration, and there is the yellow card for Sonny Franco. Referee just giving a little point, but Franco knew exactly that was coming her way. Elise Franco skips the challenge well. Finds Latham, lovely first time ball forward for Tatum Maziz. Sonny, Elise Franco. Trying to find Sonny Franco, but bounces through to Emily Clark, who feeds Zara Boyd quickly. Sonny Franco chasing her down, forces Boyd into the decision of a long ball downfield. And just creeping over the touchline before Withers could get to it. Mia Green still in a little bit of strife at the back, with that lactic acid looking to pool in those calves. Nice take and turn from Sonny Franco. Latham now using her strength well. Switching the ball nicely. Corey Kane, the next player to go down under the challenge of Steph Latham. Patty Rose using her strength, coming off worse in the end. And out it goes for a throw. Referee Cowan Gregory getting the steps in himself this evening as he comes over to check on Corey Kane. There we see Mia Green again going down to stretch out those calves. Only Sierra McCaffrey and Amy Cook left on the bench for Dante Sten's side. And we are seeing the famous pickle juice going down there for Mia Green. Try and get rid of that cramp. Corey Kane, on the other hand, getting a little bit of treatment. The teacher, Corey Kane, who's been solid at the back for Gold Coast Knights. Many a successful season. Perfect year in the FQPL for Gold Coast Knights, earning them their promotion into the NPL. They won all 21 games of the FQPL season, FQPL 3 season, to become the 2023 premiers before going on to earn a place in the playoffs to win promotion into the FQPL 1, and then continued their unbeaten run into the finals before earning their NPLW promotion for 2025. Brisbane City themselves have plenty of impressive history. Promoted back into the NPL back in 2024 after their perfect year in the FQPL 1. Winning the 2024 grand final last year thanks to that late winner from Amy Cook. Back-to-back grand finalists. hoping to claim their first piece of silverware this evening. 5 minutes left on the clock. We no doubt will have fair few extra minutes this evening, as we are seeing Amy Cook now joining us. And it's a slow walk off for Sunny Franco, making her debut this evening. After 3 years at Souths United, Sunny Franco putting in a solid shift here at Spencer Park for her new team and her new coach. Janet Karaluka. There is Amy Cook. Her first touch. Knights dispossessing. Bronte Rose now in possession. Lovely little 1-2 with Dominique Spampinato. And down in the box Bronte Rose goes. Referee says nothing doing. Gold Coast Knights still have possession. And it is going to be a free kick to Knights. We're not unfamiliar with a little bit of late drama in this league, so it's anyone's guess how this game is going to finish. We do have 3 minutes of normal time left on the clock, but we also have a Gold Coast Knights free kick in a precarious position. We know Catano can hit them, and Catano will strike straight at the wall. That one goes, left foot strike in towards the box, and it was a bit of an optimistic one. Keely Richards, new club captain, claims that one cleanly. Karaluka finds Hirakawa, who's just switched to this left side following the departure of Sunny Franco. Elise Franco under pressure from Withers. We know Withers can put a shift in and get back and defend, and we saw that just there. Karaluka finds Cook. Over it goes to the former Canberra Olympic and Canberra Croatia player. Withers winning it back for her side. Gold Coast Knights need to push if they want to get anything out of this game. Catano in the mix. Amy Cook dispossessing. Mia Green with a new lease of life following the pickle juice. Fires that one forward. Steph Latham finds Hirakawa. Latham out wide. Lovely ball forward. Defended there from Spilsbury. Referee says it's okay. Crowd doesn't agree, but referee's final word goes. Hirakawa skips past the challenge of Catano. Tries to feed Cook. Takamura in the way. Yamaguchi with a lovely ball forward for Withers. Withers one-on-one, takes a touch and into the path of Keely Richards. She takes it. Harriet Withers. Her face says it all. She knows that was the chance. What a lovely ball forward from Yamaguchi. She had Mia Green to her right and she ran it straight into trouble, Harriet Withers. We're into the last minute of normal time. That could have been the chance for Knights. Here they come again though. Amy Morland finding Withers. Ish Norrie's going to stick a boot through that one. Yamaguchi has impressed this evening on her debut. Settled in nicely to Glenn Boyd's side. Brisbane City will no doubt take their time. Gold Coast Knights face Sunshine Coast Wanderers in their next round. Brisbane City hosting the other Gold Coast side, Gold Coast United, in their round 2 game. Those games taking place on the 15th of February and the 14th respectively. And Brisbane City will be going there as Foundation Cup winners if they can see this one out. Norrie. Rose. Withers again, just trying to get onto that one, but she's got a bit of traffic in front of her. Gold Coast Knights do have the throw. Being urged on by their bench to push on. Dominique Spampiniato from range, left foot strike. Why not? It's the dying stages of the game. That one does sail over the bar. It was a new signing with the goal for City. It was a new signing with a crack for Knights there. Referee pointing at his watch to say, let's get on with this, Keely Richards. Corey Kane forcing Steph Latham. Welcome back to the NPL. Stephanie Latham. Latham says, happy to be here, and up she gets. Quick sticks. Mia Green to take. Franco. Boyd does well, clears the lines. Catano. Bronte Rose. Could be the last attack for Gold Coast Knights. Cut out in the middle though by Karaluka. Dillon. Dante Sten just signalling for his side to settle on the ball. Anna Hirokara finds Karaluka. Karaluka forces that one forward. And Emily Clark will be wanting to get this underway quickly. 3 minutes into added time. Withers. Dominic Spaminiato can't quite get on the end of that one. And a goal kick. And Gold Coast Knights looking to make another change. Ash Adamson coming on for Corey Kane. And Glyn Boyd throwing an attacker forward. It's a last-ditch attempt. There can't be much left in the game. There's 3 at the back now for Gold Coast Knights. Ash Adamson, former Gold Coast United junior, new signing this season for Gold Coast Knights, has been thrown into the attack.
Substitution for Gold Coast Knights. Coming on, number 9, Ashley Adamson, who will be replacing number 2, Corey Kane.
Takamura flicking that one forward. Withers. Lovely little 1-2 with Adamson. Withers just trying to skip past Mia Green, sliding it in. And defended there by Jess Dillon. Knights will want to get this back in their possession. Zyra Boyd does well, coming forward and blocking the ball from Anna Hirakawa. Dante Sten frantically looking at his watch on the sideline and pacing edging into the 6th minute of added time here at Spencer Park. Gold Coast Knights were hoping for grand final revenge, Brisbane City hoping for more silverware. And the spectators are just hoping for the final whistle, those home fans here at Spencer Park. Knights Hirakawa, 3 red shirts around the city, don't look too bothered about trying to make the attack. She's just going to run that one into the corner. And that will be a goal kick. That will be a free kick by the looks of it. And Hirakawa bustled over there. Steph Latham just coming across. Fans just urging Anna Hirakawa to get back in that corner, keep it there and spend a bit of time with Steph Latham. Chat about how much you enjoyed wearing that number 14 jersey last season in her absence. While you try and keep possession, but out it goes for a goal kick. And there is the final whistle. No grand final revenge for Glyn Boyd's side in his first outing as Gold Coast Knights manager. Big congratulations to Dante Sten and his Brisbane City side. First 3 points go to Brisbane City. First silverware with the Foundation Cup. Sticking here at Spencer Park. No need to stick it on the bus for Gold Coast Knights. This one is going in the favour of Brisbane City. It was a tough matchup. It was 1 goal that split the sides and 1 goal from Tatum Mazis. But we are well underway in the NPLW 2026 season. It's been my absolute pleasure to have your company this evening. Plenty more football to come. We will leave you with these pictures as Brisbane City prepare to collect their trophy, and look forward to you joining us next time here on FQ TV.